Hi, I'm Pallav from Just Tutors, and today we will learn about oxidation and reduction. So these are the points. What is oxidation, what is reduction, and corrosion and rancidity. It is something related to food. Okay, so we will learn more about it. Let's move on. So before we move further, I want you to try these questions. You can pause the video, try these, then we'll move on. Well, these are the answers of given questions. I hope you got the correct answers. Now let's move on. So if we talk about oxidation and reduction, oxidation means addition of oxygen, and reduction, the Latin meaning of reduction is to lead back. Here, when the oxygen is taken away, and whenever either oxidation is taking place or reduction is taking place, the transfer of electrons is involved. So we can relate oxidation with transfer of electron as well. Normally, whenever oxidation takes place, removal of electrons takes place. So we can define oxidation as removal of electron as well. Now let's move on. We will learn that in detail. So first is oxidation, as we have discussed, addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or loss of electrons. All these are same in terms of definition of oxidation. So we can take first example, addition of oxygen. So we have magnesium here. When it reacts with oxygen, it becomes magnesium oxide. So that is an example of oxidation. And then removal of hydrogen. So we have H2S here. So hydrogen sulfide reacts with bromine to give hydrogen bromide and sulfur. So here we can see that here removal of hydrogen is taking place. So it's an example of oxidation. And third one, we have ferrocene and we have ferrous. So when it lose the electron, after the loss of electron, it is converted into ferric. So basically we have lost the electron, and this is an example of oxidation. Now let's talk about reduction. So as we have discussed, either addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen or gain of electron, these all are called reduction. So one example, sodium is reacting with hydrogen. So that is an example of reduction. So reaction of sodium with hydrogen to get sodium hydride is an example of reduction. And then removal of oxygen is also the example of is also the reduction. So copper oxide with hydrogen, it gives us copper and water. So here we can see the removal of oxygen is taking place. So that is another example of reduction. And the last one, gain of electron. In the previous slide we discussed about the removal of electrons, but it is opposite. Here we are gaining the electrons. So we had ferric, and after gaining the electrons, it is converted into ferrous ion. So well, the when we have the valency of 3 in iron, it is called ferric, and when we have valency of 2, it is called ferric. Now, does it happen that oxidation and reduction takes place at the same time? Yes. We can take example of this reaction. It is called redox reaction because oxidation and reduction are taking place simultaneously. So one example here, copper oxide is reacting with hydrogen to give us copper and water. So here we can see that copper oxide is reduced to copper because we are losing the oxygen, so it is reduction. But if we talk about hydrogen, it is getting the oxygen, so it is the oxidation. So both the processes are taking place at the same time. Well, we can see redox reaction everywhere. It is included in our basic functions like respiration, in plants as well, photosynthesis, and corrosion or rusting as well. Now, what is corrosion and rancidity. So if we talk about corrosion, when the metal is attacked by some substances like moisture or acid, these are called corrosion. We have good example of rusting of iron, that is corrosion. When we talk about food items, so the spoilage of food is called rancidity. One of the cause of spoilage of food is the oxidation of food. So that is the reason when most of the food items which contain oil are packed in the airtight containers. So one example, the packet of chips, it is filled with a gas, sometimes in nitrogen, so that it does not react with oxygen to get oxidized. Let's move on. So these are some questions. You can pause the video, try these questions, then we will check the answers. Well, these are the answers of given questions. I hope you got it correct again. So thanks for watching this video. For more you visit justtutors.com. Thank you.